Hello guys, this is Mzopana from Mzopana Arts, also known as Mzop Arts, on podcast and design. And this is episode 2. Let's go. So today we're going to talk about mockups. Mockups are designs that are already made and they are made available for people to change. I'm sure that's the best explanation. Here are mockups. I downloaded these mockups and I grouped them accordingly. So let's say I don't want to do an example of music. Let's say you have a logo, right? Let's say you have a logo and then you want to display it, right? And you download and you search for mockups and you find any mockup. So if you are using this mockup, it comes as a PSD for Photoshop document. I think it stands for that. So it comes like this, and then you replace this with your logo. So here's some of the mockups I downloaded and used. I think they are for commercial use. They have to. Some people sell mockups for this logo, right? I used this mockup. I'm not even sure where it is, the raw file, because I saved those two. So this is the logo, the PNG logo, and this is the mockup. See, it looks sometimes you can use a 3D mockup and use it on your logo so that your logo can look fancy like this. I took this very same picture and I just removed the background, although it wasn't easy for this mockup, but yeah. So here's a mockup that I made for myself. So I'm talking about mockups, and I'm talking about the option that says replace content, of which I just find out for myself. All along I did not know. So this is a mockup. Whenever I'm doing a rollout of a song cover, I use these. Recently I used this. So this is for music. Basically, this is a mockup that I made for music. It makes things easier for me. So let's say I've done with my and I need to take one of these, because I take one here from pre-order and I take one here from out now, right? So here's how I do it. I go to, no, shouldn't be this one. So this is the photo, this is the layer of the photo. You right click and you say replace content. I'm gonna replace this photo. So how I made this mockup, sorry, my computer kind of crashed, but as I was saying, how I made this mockup is when I change this photo, it changes everything except this one. I don't know, I want to change this one, but it's a smart object on top of a smart object, so I don't mind changing it manually. But if I change this picture, it must change the whole thing, and then I get to choose one here and one here. Sometimes I choose just one from all the 8. So I go to the picture. Even if I go here, it's the same thing, because it's a duplicate. This photo and this photo, if I change here, it will change here, because it's a smart object. So I go to the photo, any photo, and then let me just go to this one so that you can see. You see this one? I'm gonna right click and say replace content. Let me choose this one. Now it will take time to load so that it can replace all pictures. Let's give time. There we go. I had to pause the video because I did not know how long it would take. So there we go. You can see that it's changed the background also. It's the same photo, same photo everywhere. So when I'm doing an artwork and I have to put this out now of digital platforms, I choose one from out now, one from pre-order. So let's say I choose this one and then I copy it and then I paste it to my artwork, right? I think I said that on my first episode. Yes, just copy this as it is and then you paste. And if you want to do it again, you can take this one, for example, place content, you right click on photo on that photo. So what people do, they on some websites they either sell their mockups or they give them for free. The ones that are for free though, I don't really recommend it. But you on your artwork, you can use a mockup like I did here with this phone. Yes, this is my mockup, but I used this phone, a phone mockup. I have a lot of those actually. Let me just check. In fact, let me just open a mockup. The one any of those that I downloaded, so that you can see. So these are iPhones. I usually go for the straight ones. The straight ones with the one phone if I'm gonna need a phone. Cause some come as a set, some you can't remove a background, and I recommend I think it's mockupdesigns.com. Yes, mockup-designs.com. I recommend those ones. Let's take I think this one is gonna be okay. So I usually go for straight ones. These are not straight, but for the sake of the video, let's just take this one. You see, I downloaded this one from mockupdesigns.com, so you can remove the background here, right? I change everything I want to change and then I paste it on my artwork. So that was the replace contents option. Now using a mockup, I started using mockups 2021 way before I even knew how to use Photoshop. It's simple. This sometimes it's written edit here or design here. It's written where you should click. You just click there, and let's say let me put my logo. So I usually use click and drag for everything. Yep. And you can uncheck this one. Now there's no background, right? Okay, let me say Ctrl+S so that it can appear here. You see, it doesn't fit. It looks pop. So you can resize it until it fits. Ctrl+S, you are saving. Yeah, you can do this for a logo. You can resize it to get a better size. Yep, I think I used the wrong mockup. This looks pop for this logo. But anyways, speaking of pop, I have podcast and produce. Check it out. The link is on the description. Bye.